Welcome back, everybody. We're here with Mike Kuna from Kuna Law Firm, PLLC. This week's question is, I'm an owner of a car shop and somebody sued me for $10,000 in small claims court for work I did in the car shop. I do have an LLC. How do I make the lawsuit against my business and not against me personally? Do I need a lawyer for that, even though the lawsuit is in small claims court?
Well, Ashlyn, unfortunately, this is one of the cases in which you should have had a lawyer probably when you opened up your business. And I'll explain why. There are several issues when a person opens up a business to make that business look legitimate, to make that business look real and actually have limited liability within that business. First, when we open up the business, we need to create an operating agreement and follow that operating agreement to prove that our company is real. More than that, in order to prove that our company is real, we also need to do things like have separate bank accounts, have separate phone numbers for that, have, honestly, minute meetings, because we need to meet when we make every decision. Now, a person can tell, well, or say, for that matter, I am a business owner, I have only one employee, I have only 2 employees, I actually have no employees, who am I supposed to meet with? Well, the answer is yourself, and write down and draft those minute meetings. Now, if you had a lawyer to guide you and explain the entire journey for you, you would know that in order to prove limited liability when a case like this arises, is going to be much easier if you followed through all these elements. Now, small claims court is actually a division of the district court that was created in order to reduce some of the caseload of the district court. If there are cases which are in dispute about $15,000 or less, we can file those cases in small claims court. Small claims courts, however, do have some disadvantages, like the lack of right for a jury trial and the inability to appeal those decisions. Now, that person actually does need a lawyer, because although that person got sued, the actual defendant should be the company. Therefore, we need to move this case to district court, because small claims courts don't resolve complex legal issues. And once we move the case to district court, we need to file a motion asking for the defendant to be amended for the company. And then we can prove the company is actually a limited liability company by proving that all the elements I've mentioned before were followed through. Once we do that successfully, the actual defendant will be the company. However, we have to remember that when we move cases from small claims to district court, if we lose the case, we have to pay attorney fees to the plaintiff by law.
Okay, well, it looks like we have a couple more minutes if we did want to take some time really deciphering what that all means.
Well, let's say this. The most important thing is to build a relationship with your attorney from the moment the business starts. Why? In cases like this, when lawsuits come, and lawsuits will come, most plaintiffs don't know how to file a lawsuit. They simply file lawsuits to small claims because small claims don't require a lawyer to be present within the lawsuit. But if you do have a lawyer and and a lawsuit has been filed against you, it will be much easier for you to defend against that lawsuit. Also, if a lawsuit has been filed against you, nothing is stopping you from filing a counterclaim, especially if you have a counterclaim against the defendant himself or herself. We do that because the best defense, in my opinion, is an offense. We also have to remember that whether it happened intentionally or not, these complications are quite common. People don't know how to file these things, and people are very confused when they do file them. But most people attribute businesses to the people that run them, especially if it's a small business that is revolving around one person or is a little family business. And those businesses, ironically, are subject to more frivolous lawsuits than big businesses who have multiple employees and multiple lawyers that they hire in case such things happen.
All right, well, thank you so much for providing that
You're
insight.
welcome.
It can be a complicated journey. If you'd like to submit a question, you can go to valleynewslive.com, click on the Ask an Attorney tab, and simply fill out that form. Thank you again for joining us this morning.
You're welcome.
We'll be back with more right here in North Dakota Today.